Okay, so I thought I should do a review of the Kobo Clara H2O I. I have been using it every day for a week or two now, so I thought I should do a review of it. And I can already say that I really love the design of this, the size of it, the aspect ratio of the 6-inch display. I can even hold it in one hand while reading and turn pages with my thumb if I want. So this size, build and form factor works perfectly fine for me. I love that. And the weight, I mean, it's so light. I don't even feel I have it in my hand when reading. It's so light. And in fact, that made this case I bought for it quite unnecessary, because I don't like to have this on this ebook reader, because that makes it so much heavier and especially so much thicker. I don't like that it's so much thicker, and I don't like the weight of this together with the reader. It makes it so much heavier. I don't like that. So the case for me is quite unnecessary. Yes, I will use the case when I'm having it in my bag and so on while traveling this ebook reader somewhere. But when I start reading, I will take it out from the case. And I also like that the display is not flat with the edges, as you can see. I really love that, because that makes it doesn't have so much glare. Yes, it have some glare, but not as much as on other readers that is flat with the edges. I really love that. And of course, I love that it's now have USB-C for charging and transferring ebooks. And I also love that it's dark blue on the back side. Looks gorgeous to me. I really love that. And I also love that it has the power button on the back, exactly as on my Libra H2O. It has a power button on the back. A huge difference from the Libra H2O is that this backside is much nicer to hold than the Kobo Clara H2O I, because this is more plastic, hard plastic. I don't like that. Maybe you can see this is not so good to hold, unfortunately, as on the Libra H2O. It's more rubberized on the back, so that feels much nicer. But the aspect ratio on the Libra H2O is much worse for me. I don't like that it's squared. I wanted to have it more like this, like a book, a real book with an aspect ratio. So I prefer the size and the build quality of the Kobo Clara H2O I. And software-wise, I think the operating system that Kobo uses is good enough. It's simple and very easy to use when reading books. But one thing I don't like is that when using ePub books, I can show you, if I use the ePub version of Network Effect, then sometimes with some of the eBooks, the ePub books, you can't format anything on the Kobo readers. Look at this, for example. If I want to have no margins, as I have here, now I have minimum margins, but still I have huge margins. I don't like that. And that is only for some ePub books. And I can't even do different line adjustments and so on in some books. And I really don't like that. In some books I can't even use other fonts and so on. So that is not good for me. But if I use Kobo's own format, KePubs, ePubs, Kobo ePub, then I can do exactly what I want with the text. As you can see, the same book as a KePub KePub, I can have minimum margins, as you see here, and I can do the text exactly how I want. I can do anything with the text and the formatting of it. And another thing with KePubs, you can have exactly the time left on the chapters and the whole book, and you can have real pages, so you don't need to have Adobe pages, so you can have exactly how many pages are left of the book or the chapter or the time itself for everything. And this is actually more correct. It's a lot more correct, guessing how much time it's left. If I do the same on ePubs, then the time is never correct. If you want to see how much you have left on the book, it's never correct. And I think that's because you can't use real pages with ePubs. With KePub you can. So for example, if you have a KePub like this and have about this size of the font, then you maybe have 2000 pages or so. And that will be the pages for real when reading this book. But if you use ePubs, you have Adobe pages, and that is maybe just 100 or 200 pages. And that is why the time is never correct with ePubs on a Kobo eReader. But if you use KePub format, you can have the correct time, correct pages, and so correct number of pages in every book you use with KePub. That is much, much better. And to use KePub, it's quite easy. You just use Calibre software for your computer and have all your books there. And in that library, you can convert your books to any format you want. So I convert all the books I read on my Kobo now from ePub to KePub. And another thing that's much better with KePub files is that the page turn is much faster with KePub than it is with ePub. And the new gestures still works, so you can have your latest books while you're swiping down, as I did there, as you saw. So you swipe down with the finger and you see your latest reads, your latest books. So that is an easy feature to have even with KePub. And also the book cover looks much better with KePubs. It has more sharpness on the image, and you also have how much hours are left on the book, not just percent. Just percent is with ePub. With KePub you also have hours left. And I think 16 GB that the Kobo Clara 2E comes with is more than enough. You can have a lot of books on it. I haven't used the audiobook feature because I don't think audiobooks is for ebook readers actually. I think audiobooks you should use on your iPhone or smartphone, not on an ebook reader. So I will never use this ebook reader for audiobooks. I have an iPhone for that, so never. And I also have CarPlay in my Mercedes to listen to audiobooks, so I don't need an ebook reader for audiobooks. But if you only use it for ebooks, then you will never have the need for more storage than 16 GB. I'm sure of that. So I can actually highly recommend the Kobo Clara 2E. It has the perfect size, the perfect weight, and you have more than enough storage. You have a screen that is so sharp and clean. I think the text almost pops out from the screen when reading. It's awesome actually. I really love this new screen. And I think the speed is more than enough if you use KePub. So that's about it for this review. I'm very happy with it, so I can highly recommend it. Okay, bye.